Navi is insane. Today we're going to break down some of their attacks from a perfect war they got in the grand finals of the Snapdragon Pro Series and talk about the World Championship coming up. Today we're going to analyze the 5 attacks that got Navi the perfect war on hard mode in the grand finals of the Snapdragon Pro Series on the weekend. And I want you to look at these attack strategies closely and think, how could you possibly try and defend these if you're a base builder? And it's because of stuff like this that Navi is one of the favorites at the upcoming World Championship, or maybe even the favorite if you want to go that far. So let's start off with Gaku's hit here, and he's beginning with a queen charge. Not something you see in a whole lot of attack strategies. We've got a lot of rocket balloons as well, so that's going to be used to finish off the base. So the queen walk coming in here, gonna reinforce it with the apprentice warden. The apprentice warden's nice, gives the queen a little more hit points, because keep in mind on hard mode she's got 5% less hit points, and the defenses are outputting more damage as well. So the queen's coming in here. We have the flame flinger on the bottom. Two things that a lot of bases really aren't trying to stop as much as they used to, because you're not as scared as flame flingers or queen charges in this Town Hall 16 meta. And I really like this wall break here. Now this wall break will cost the apprentice warden its life, because it's just going to cut the corner, but this wall break is keeping the queen as far away from the defensive CC as possible. And the reason he wants to do that is because we got the 2 earthquake spells. We're going to try and fireball the CC and the entire core of the base down. So the queen wall breaking on the top side ensures she stays away from that. We've also got the adjoining wall breaker for her to go into the eagle alongside the king, and then the skeleton spell is going to not only pull the poison tower, I think, if not, it's tanking the monolith at the very least. And yep, it pulls the poison tower. Nicely done. Super minions come out of the flame fling and they're setting a funnel. Unfortunately, does pull a little bit of the CC, but that's fine. Look at that. So nice, and look, it makes our queen charge so easy. So much of the damage has been taken out of the core. The rage tower is really not doing a whole lot. The town hall was 1 HP, so the queen takes it down. And this queen walk, which looks like a small thing at the start, has become massive thanks to that fireball. We use the king with the what was it, the earthquake boots and the spiky ball to get more value, and the royal champion with the rocket spear to take it down. And tell me, how could have the base builder potentially stopped that? It's just an insane hit. I don't know how anyone could plan that hit. Obviously, plenty of the pro teams could. It's not just Navi that can, but still, an insane attack to start the war. Now we're coming to Kazuma's attack, and it's a very similar attack strategy. A lot of rocket balloons, but no queen charge with this one. And it's going to play out completely different, because the way Kazuma's using the fireball here is at the very start of the attack, but he's using the rocket balloons that you see here to ensure that he doesn't need as many invis, but also to make sure there's no Teslas in the area. So the rocket balloons here also pulls the poison tower, not that that matters anyway, because the fireball would take it down, but here we use the 4 invis spells, and we 100% make sure that the fireball's going exactly where we want it to, and that fireball got really good value. But have a look at this here. The warden was deliberately on air mode, because look, that ground bow is not going to do much, and now this warden's going to get even more value. But it's not just going to stop the hit there. This warden is going to stay alive for some time. Look at this. Still going. The rocket balloons actually pull the warden away, and now he's going across the base to go for the bomb tower, but at the last second he's going to come back and help with our king. And because the warden's got that rage gem, this is really handy to have the warden come over and help. Now unfortunately our queen ability gets popped super early because of the ricochet cannon, the royal champion, and a really well placed defensive tornado. But look, the funnel is just perfect in this. Baby dragon is going into the core, and we're going to get a seriously nice Sui here. The queen finally goes up and finishes off that ricochet cannon. I didn't agree with this wall break at the start, because the wall break is going to help the queen go out of the base, but it ends up being fine, because look at how much value the king gets here. We're hanging on to that ability to the last second. We pop it. Spiky ball and earthquake boots together is insane, and the king takes down the town hall. And now we just got to clear up the rest of the base with the rocket balloons. We've got rocket balloons at the bottom. Sorry about the shoddy camera work, but rocket balloons with the rage spell and the headhunters down the bottom. We're still hanging on to the royal champion here. Look at that. We've got the rocket spear and the seeking shield, because All we need is damage. We don't really need the Hog Popper and the Haste Vial. That would be level 15 on hard mode, which isn't great. But even then, don't really need it. Just do the damage at long range here, and this is a nice 3-star. And yet again, just an extremely difficult attack strategy to bait. I mean, who's using a log launcher in this meta? In a meta of Root Riders, obviously Super Wall Breakers are insanely strong, and Earthquake Boots, no one's prepared for an OP log launcher. This here might be my favorite attack of the lot. Look at the army comp. Yes, you are seeing it correctly. Yatta here is coming in with Queen Charge Hybrid. Who is ready for this attack strategy? I guarantee you that Pikachu here, who is, by the way, a base builder for Blueprint and a really good base builder as well, I doubt he was ever expecting Hybrid. And this is just something that I love about, well, all the teams that are qualified for the World Championship, but particularly Navi. It's just so much flexibility, not just doing what's meta, but doing something that's completely unmeta. Now, why was Hybrid such a good option for this base? Well, one, you saw on the outside of the base there that we have the monolith really easy to access. So take it down with the Queen Charge, nice value there. The CC is also really easy to get to, as is the Town Hall, but almost more importantly, the 2 bomb towers were on the outside of the base there. So we've gotten rid of a lot of anti-hybrid targets already. And we've only had to use 1 rage to get here. Well, we've had to just use a 2nd rage, but still, Hybrid's going to be coming in here. Now, interestingly enough, the Hybrid doesn't go amazingly in this hit, which, I mean, we all kind of expect. Hybrid is just not a strong attack strategy whatsoever. It doesn't have enough hit points in this meta. But it doesn't really matter when your Queen Walker gets that much value. In fact, I think a lot of the miners have gone down. Yatta is about to use the Warden ability here, but unfortunately, because the Siege Barracks got the new level, it was kind of technically a nerf to the Warden in hybrid hits, because the Warden here is following all the troop space that you see on the outside of the base, because look at how much troop space is there. We have the Valks from the CC, we have the P.E.K.K.A from the Siege Barracks, we have everything there. So at the moment, Yatta is kind of just swagging his Warden ability. The Queen on the top side still putting in good work. He does bring the Mirror Clone. I'd still recommend the Invis Vial if you're new to Queen Charging, but if you're an elite Queen Charger, then you can make the Mirror Clone work. But I mean, look at this. Valks are doing great work on the outside of the base. We don't have a wall break for them to get into the core, but it's not really needed at all. We're going to get the 3-star here with Hybrid with a Swag Warden ability on hard mode. You try and swag your Warden ability with Hybrid on normal mode. It's nearly impossible to do, but Yatta's able to do it on hard mode here. A really cool attack, and it's just, you have to think of so many different armies when you're trying to defend against these pro teams. So really nice attack here from Yatta. Gets the 3-star, not much time left, but Swag Warden, I mean, style points have been gotten here. Next up, we have Stars, and he's coming in with, I nearly said his classic Super Witches. He's not really a classic Super Witch player, but it is the army he is maining in Legends at the moment, with 5 healers and 2 druids. And the really good thing is, a lot of pro teams at the moment are doing sort of 3+ Super Witch hits per war, because Super Witches are incredibly strong on hard mode. But because not as many of the players on Navi are using Super Witches, it means when Stars is picking the base he hits with Super Witches, he's not forcing it as much. He can pick a base that is well suited for it, and this base is really well suited. That Fireball was incredibly safe, no risk needed at all, and now we've got a really nice funnel. Where a lot of people kind of fail with this attack strategy is forcing it on a base that they maybe shouldn't, and the Fireball or the Super Witch pathing goes really wrong. We've got the Queen and the Siege Barracks on the bottom side setting the funnel, and I really like here, yet again, it's same as Gaku's hit earlier. He's not wall breaking immediately. We didn't need to go straight in at 3 o'clock. He waits until the Super Witches go around the corner, and then everything goes in together, and it's just much better from a pathing point of view, but also we needed less wall breakers to get into the core, because we're hitting more junctions. So a much cleaner opening by not wall breaking. So maybe you should start thinking about that with your attacks more. Do you have to wall break? And if you don't, then don't do it, honestly. You can see the bear on the bottom side because Stars doesn't actually use the druids with the super witches. You've got the 5 healers with the super witches anyway. Don't need the druids there. He'll often use the druids with his queen because when you've got the mirror clone, the druid's getting plenty of value. Now the rage spell on the top side, you can see there, Stars always using a rage spell with the hogs and the royal champion. Really strong combination there, and this base got completely wrecked. By the way, if you want to see more attacks of Stars using this army, well, we did a whole live stream on it the other day, so head to our profile page, go to our YouTube page and click the live tab and you'll see the most recent live stream and you'll have an hour and a half of Stars using this army, but not with the healers, with the druids because it was pre-balance changes. And then we're going to finish off the war with Klaus's go-to army. It is Root Riders. Now, obviously, if you told me at the start of the year Klaus's go-to army would be a spam army, I would be a little bit disappointed. Obviously, you know, we love seeing Klaus's creative attacks, but when it comes to, you know, pro tournaments, particularly on hard mode, you just got to get 3 stars. Doesn't matter how you get it. And Klaus is seriously good with this Root Rider attack strategy. He still does run it in Legends League at the moment. So we've got the King and Queen on one side setting a fantastic funnel, Root Riders down the middle, and the Siege Barracks also setting a great funnel on the right hand side, still using the Rage Gem and still using a few Druids, even though this is post-update, this war here, and obviously the Druids aren't doing as much healing. Still really nice to have that healing, and they're still probably doing more healing to the troops than a healing tome would. Keep in mind, and if you have a look at the way Klaus deploys his troops, you'll see this definitely. Klaus doesn't spam, you know, a million Root Riders and Valks on the same tile. I think the more troops you have, the better value the healing tome is because it heals all of them. But Klaus, I think, only has, you know, 4 or 5 Root Riders and 8 or so Valks in the main push. He's got a lot of troops on the outside of the base to help set the funnel, and therefore the druids are doing more because they can only target so many targets anyway. You know, it's not splash healing like you get with the healers, and now we're just spamming in the freeze spells. I mean, I haven't even talked about what he did in this hit because it has all happened so quickly, but that is how Navi got a perfect war to win the grand finals. The World Championships coming up later this month. Later next month, sorry. We will do a video talking about all the teams, all the players, and what to expect. And if you want to see that, let us know down below. And later today, we will post some of the best bases from the Snapdragon Pro Series from the Blueprint builders, including Dimmer, who shared quite a few bases that held for Navi that helped them get the trophy.